Good morning, good morning, good morning. Huge warm welcome to the Carnation Crafts studio. It's wonderful to have your company. We've got an incredible Crafters Select deal for you today. It's beautiful, it's huge as you can see next to me. It's an enormous set of dies in here and it's absolutely gorgeous. You're getting a beautiful frame, you're getting all your mats and layers, a selection of nested there for your labels and your sentiments. Beautiful florals and a gorgeous band as well. We're going to show you the whole thing through boards, but shop ahead because before we've even gone live on air, 20% has already gone. We haven't even started. We haven't even shown you it properly. 20% already has left the building. You need to shop ahead. So it's 240323. That's on the Carnation Crafts website. So that's www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Different ways to get you to that item today. Either use the QR code at the bottom of the screen. That'll take you directly to the item. You can also type in the number that we said. You can also type in bright and clear and it will take you all that way. However, the quickest and the most efficient way today is to go right to the Deal of the Day button on the Carnation Crafts website. It's the red button directly in the middle of the banner menu at the top of their website there. And it takes you straight into today's gorgeous Crafters Select Bright and Clear 13% off. So this is going to go back up at midnight tonight. It'll go to $39.99 and I got to tell you it's worth every penny at that price, but they are giving you a discount today down to $34.99, but it ain't going to last. So it's obviously going to go up at midnight if there's any stock left, but I can't see it somehow. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Shop ahead of me. You can come back and watch these the demos at any time. So please do get in advance of me, but let's have a look. Because Bright and Clear is stunning. It's a card shape all on its own. You've got beautiful mats and layers here. Look at the embossed detail down in the corners of it. It's so pretty. Then you've obviously got your mats and layers on top. You have this beautiful banded sort of daffodil floral going up the side, which can be cut into. Now it's designed for you to make this exactly what you want. Now, if you look at it, it's obviously bigger than the mats and layers, and that's purposeful because you might want to cut down, say, one floral. It's got all the snippability that you need. You might want to cut it right in the center. You might only want to use 3 flowers. You might just want to use those top 2. The idea being that it is whatever you want it to be. Such a stunning collection, but it's not all that you're getting in here. You'll also look at these. Gorgeous florals. So you've got your beautiful daffodils here. You've got obviously your floral heads, which we can use for tuck-ins. We can use them for all different kinds of things, can't we? We can build bouquets with them. Your gorgeous snowdrops. So it's all the sort of the elements of spring that we look forward to. I'm in love with the butterfly and the dragonfly or damselfly. I think they're so pretty and the colours are extraordinary on them. It gives that real hum of spring and summer. Then we've got your corner elements here with those beautiful buds coming out, which is just very, very pretty, very, very usable as well. And your tall kind of elements of foliage which sit behind. Now, do you need to use the card shape with all of the florals? No. Do you need to use the florals with card shape? No. Can you mix and match everything? Of course. Will it go with other collections? This is the big question whenever we release a Crafters Select. Why? What does it go with? It goes with everything, and we're going to show you that today. We'll bring in some elements, certainly through the finished samples that we've got for you from other collections as well. And then we're going to have a look through demo at how you can use it in different ways and how you can use the elements of it in different ways as well. So you're going to get a full view of just how far this is going to take you. We're incredibly busy and you need to shop ahead. I don't know how long the stocks are going to last. It's busy. It's very, very busy, Tasman. Very, very busy. Yes.
I mean, we're very busy on the comments.
Ooh,
so
hello.
over on YouTube, we've got Morag who's saying good morning. Janine is saying good morning.
Oh, we love you, Janine.
We've got Margaret who's saying good morning. Denise is. We've got Jill, Linda Poland, and Kim is saying a fab set. Can't wait for it to arrive.
And a lot of you will have this tomorrow as well. If you buy it today, obviously, and you'd be a fool not to buy it today in as much as the price is going to go up at midnight. So a lot of you will literally be sitting with this in your paws tomorrow. Have you finished with your comments, Miss Taz?
Well, over on YouTube, Facebook, God, just done YouTube. Over on Facebook, we've got Yvette, we've got Linda, we've got Amanda, what a lovely crafter select, Alison, Jacqueline, Suzanne has already got them printed off ready to go.
Well done.
Yvette's just ordered hers, and we've got Debbie saying good morning from Canada.
Oh, hello, lovely. Are you all right? So as you can see, this is a huge set. I'm just going to turn this around and very quickly show you the metal because there's an awful lot in here. So you can see how big this is. It's incredible. Look at all of that. All of this is going to be in your paws. It's so beautiful. I love DL cards anyway. They are absolutely my favourite shape for card bases. I think they're wonderful. I think they're very elegant. There's something very classy about a DL card. They always look so beautiful. But it's actually not the only way we can play with it. Remember to get your nested dies out. And can we give a shout out to the lovely Janine who's watching, who's created these finished samples and who is, in my opinion, the best card maker in the industry. She's just done an incredible job with this, adding in your diamond shapes there as well from Carnation's nested dies. Now Carnation, I will say very quickly, I'll be brief, but they do a whole range of basic nested. So just what we need for a lot of things. Diamonds, circles, squares, hearts, they go through the remit. So please do, if you're looking to emulate something like this that Janine's done, please do go and check out those nested basic dies. They're brilliant. So you've got all of those, that build up of florals. Can we just take a note to look at, first of all, the butterflies, the little bee there, that hum of summer. You can sense it, can't you? There's something when we look out into the garden in summer, you see the insect range going through and you can feel it. There's a vibe of summer about it. Now, one of the things that we can do with this card shape is just fold it in half and use it almost as a notelet. So it's quite quick, it's easy to use, it's easy to do, and we can build and build those scenes, and they're absolutely delightful, aren't they? We don't lose any of the character, we don't lose any of that gorgeous shaping. What we get is a beautiful kind of notelet shaped card with those gorgeous corners. So it adds a different visual cue for us, which is just beautiful to look at. Now, if you start mixing and merging in some of Carnation's blush papers, we come up then with these gorgeous cream tones. This is used Carnation's Perfect Papers at the back and then that gorgeous natural blush at the front, which is so pretty. Used in with the little sentiment holder at the bottom, which you're going to get with this collection. Those beautiful florals, and we've got our little creature here. From Alternative Collection, so you will see how we add some of those in as well. Perfect. But this card is not a one-trick pony, and Carnation's never will be. It's designed to work both in layers or apertures. Can you see the apertures coming through there? Those beautiful layered pieces coming through. So if you view those side by side, you've got the same card shape and an entirely different method of card making. Guys, 30%'s already gone. 9 minutes we've been on air. Go grab it. Don't wait for me. Go grab it. I don't want you to miss out. I will still be waffling in an hour's time. Then from there, Janine has then used the same idea, the same principle of folding it in half, but then using that beautiful layer at the top to stand above. So you get this almost a sense of an easel card, isn't it? Very, very pretty. And I love DLs for that. And actually the first demonstration that I'm going to do today, we will look at dividing your florals in this same kind of visual as well, so that you've got an idea when you get home how to do it. So inspired there by Janine, you can see the gorgeous, gorgeous little dragonfly, damselfly there in flight, just stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Look at the dimension there, really pretty, isn't it? Now finally, if you want to pare this back and do something completely different, take your 8x8s, that's the teardrop and sweep in the center, and then we're just using those bands, those floral bands going around the edge to frame a design in a way that is visually very pleasing, isn't it? That beautiful corner element at the bottom. Remember to use sentiments from different sets that you've had from Carnation. We've got plenty to go at, haven't we? There's stamps that we've got from Carnation. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Their sentiment stamps are some of the best in the industry. I love them very much. Don't overlook them, but also their nested dies are always the best in the industry, without a shadow of a doubt. They just do nested perfectly. What they also do are all card bases perfectly and florals. I mean, Carnation have a very good reputation for doing what they do, and there's a good reason for it. We get versatility straight away. There's numerous ways we can use that. You can obviously as well use it on the horizontal as well as on the portrait. So lots for us to go up before we've even started. Then we get to decorate them. This is today's Crafters Select. For those of you who've just joined it, to make it easier for you, I'll explain the ways you can go and find this on the Carnation Crafts website. That's www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. You can either type the code that comes with this die set. That's going to be 240323. That'll take you straight to it. You can also type in the search box, bright and clear die set, that'll take you straight to it. You can use your phone, turn your camera on and hover over the QR code that you see at the bottom of your screen. That'll take you straight to it. Your best way today, go to the website, look at the deal of the day, that big red button in the middle of the website there. Click onto that and it will show you everything you need for this collection. There is a countdown clock on there reminding you that at midnight tonight this will revert to its original price, which will be $39.99. So if you happen to watch this tomorrow, it will have already gone up to that price. Today is the day to get it at this ridiculously good price of $34.99. But as we can see, it's going super fast. So if you're not quick and you don't check out your baskets, I'm afraid you might miss out on it. I'm just giving you a fair warning because it is stunning. While you're on the Carnation Crafts website, please do hit the downloads button. And when you hit that, you'll go to free downloads and you'll see a set for today as well. Remember, this collection is called Bright and Clear. When you go to the free download section and it loads, you'll have all the stuff there for you. You've got it sitting there at the top, Bright and Clear vignettes, and that's ready to go. So basically download that, pop it in your basket. Once it's on your computer, you can print that out at 100% or actual size on ProPrint paper to give you the best results, and all your artwork's ready to go. Simply pop the die on top of it and you are good to go. Yes, Taz.
We've got so many more comments coming in.
Hello.
So over on Facebook, so I'm just scrolling because we've got so many people. We've got Carol who said she ordered hers at 8 a.m.
Well done.
Vignettes already printed off and ready to go.
We like.
Trish is saying she hopes everyone's well. This is an amazing Crafters Select. Suzanne saying another lovely collection. Luckily, my husband is in another room. Must get my order in. We've also got Jenny who's given us a big love heart. Debbie's saying she's just ordered another fab collection. Yeah. She's excited to see what you do with it, Carla. And we've got Linda who's saying this is another absolutely lovely
exquisite
collection.
Isn't it? Really exquisite. And I think that's the we know the things. When we see them, we know what they are. So let's have a look at this in demo so you can see it going. Now remember, we've got 2 shows today. We may have sold out by the second one, but we will still come to you with demos and inspiration so you can see what you might be doing with it. Just if we have sold out by the second show, I'm assuming we will still be coming back. So we're not going to let you down on that score. For some reason, I haven't scored that. So when you're making your card base, you want to score, which I haven't, at 1/2 inch. But I think I've got my trusty score tool next to me, so I'll do it live. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to put this up. 1 second. Here we go. Professional to the end. So once you've got it, you need to score at 1/2 inch. Now, lots of you will score at different points, and that's absolutely fine. It's not like there's a rule about it, but just while I'm here, I would never score at 1/4 inch. It's too small and I won't have enough room for my liner tape. If you do it too low down, if I go for a 1 inch, which I sometimes do if I'm using very thick red liner tape, the problem that you've got obviously is that where you put your red liner tape on the point of the score, the top might just sort of seep apart. So 1/2 inch is usually a good rule of thumb for me because it just means that I've got it where I want it to be. And there's enough room for me to put my red liner tape, but there's not enough room for it to fall apart at the top. So we'll do it that way. I don't think I've ever come to air and not scored it at the top. Right, then taking in some of the red liner tape, which has to be one of the most outstanding products in craft, I think. It would win awards. Let's go and just place across. Take a pair of scissors, try and use a pair of scissors that's devoted to sticky stuff so that you're not ruining any of your others. And let's go. So just taking that, fold it towards your body so that it doesn't get jammed with anything else. Make sure on your cards when you do this, especially when you're using a die with carnation that is symmetrical in all senses, so that you're not necessarily seeing. One of the great things about carnation, I'm not sure how close we're going to be able to get in to show you this, but it's incredibly important. When we're talking about quality of dies, it's not just about cut tidy or your machine. You're looking for the metal to be able to emboss the edge of your card or deboss it. It gives it a bevel. And that gives it a really, really pleasing look. Now, it's hard to see it. Can I show you face forward?
I might be able to get it.
Taz is going to try and do some canny camera work for us. There you go. Can you see the beveled edge that sits here? It just is slightly rounded. Now, the reason that's visually important, it sort of gives the illusion of a cloud softness. It's got that softness to it. The other side of it, however, because, sorry Taz, because you've got that beveling, the other side ain't so pretty. Can you see? But you can see where the quality of it comes through. So just be sure when you're doing your cards that you make sure that you're using that beveling at the front, because sometimes I have, you know, got it wrong in the past. I tend to use the one that's underneath the back of the card also in the same way. So I would be more inclined to have that beautiful beveling. As I open the card on the inside, I'd rather have all the workings as such facing the back because it's the least likely to be seen. So I would just put those together. So now that I've got that in place, I can start to come in with my perfect papers. Of course, when we're using something like a Crafter Select, where you don't have a dedicated kit of perfect papers with us, the joy of perfect papers for those of you who collect them all is that you can always dip into them. There's plenty of them to go at. So no matter what type of cards you're going to be making, with whichever collection, you've always got a selection of papers that are going to go with it. And that's the joy of using Carnation's perfect papers. So I'm going in with some green. I've got some 3mm foam tape and we're just going to build this. If you've never made cards before, you don't need to use foam tape. It just helps give some elevation. So we're going to place that on. Look at those beautiful rounded edges. They're important. They're really, really important. It's just so pretty. You set in the stage. You're building your canvas ready for your images to go on. And with Carnation, you're never going to miss a beat with that. Now, the main card shape itself, I have got a tiny little amount of glue there, but I will show you those beveled corners just because we're going to make Taz work very hard. So you've got the beveled edges, but you've also got this beautiful debossed, stunning work on those edges. Now, while we've got Miss Taz's focus there, and that's a brilliant, look at the glue on there, I do apologise, I'll cover it up. Can you see the pit mark? And then there's another pit mark here. Can you see them all? Well, that's because you might want to create an aperture. So instead of going, well, we're going to make that difficult for you and you're going to have to work it all out. Carnation have taken the headache away from it. I can just go with a craft knife along those pit marks, release that top base, and then I've already got an aperture to work with without any effort on my part at all. So again, when we say Carnation give us more than one card base or card shape in a card shape collection like this, that's what we mean. It's both. It's both layers and it's an aperture. It's whatever you want it to be and it's all at your fingertips. So you get the quality, but you also get the ease of use. Let's place that down there. Super, super pretty, isn't it? Really, really stunning. Now I'm going to layer up again. So we're going to go into here and we're going to start building on those layers on the inside. I could just work on there if I want a bigger surface area. So you don't need to put these layers in. It is obviously optional, but super, super pretty. So laying that on top here, push and pull. And then finally, just to cool those tones down, and look how beautiful this is when built. China, it's just like China plates. They do it so, so well. And part of that is those beautiful beveled edges. It's the way Carnation do their finishes. It makes a difference. So placing that on top, push and pull. Now as a card base, not only do we have something visually very beautiful, but we also have dimension. We have this really beautiful thickness to the card that allows us to build on it. So you've got all of these beautiful layers working for you. So once I've got that very delicate placement, then I can start working on it. I could have done apertures, of course I could, but I'm just going to work kind of with Janine's idea here. Oh, guys, 40%'s gone. 20 minutes in, 40%. I'm going to work with Janine's idea here of just building in my central elements. So we're going to do a split floral, and I'm just going to work here. So all kudos to Janine. Thank you for the inspiration. She is one of the best inspirations ever. Now, because I'm going to work just like so, I just need to make sure that my placement is going to cover, and it look how pretty that is just on its own, right? Really beautiful. So I know my placement's right, so I'm going to leave that one exactly where it is. I'm just going to put my thumb just there and lift. That's going to just secure the bottom, so visually I know that I'm correct, okay? I can deal with the top in a second. This one, I'm going to hold my thumb there so that it's the same, and I'm just going to pin one of my snowdrops. So if you think of this in terms of sewing, when we're preparing to do stitch work, we would obviously put a pin in just to secure it, and that's what we're doing here. It's the same idea, we're just pinning it in place. So now that I know I've got those elements exactly where I need them, I don't need to worry about putting all of these down, and I'm not going to. I like flow and movement in my cards. Just push that there. And now I have that gorgeous, gorgeous element. You could put anything in there. It could be one of Carnation's mice. It could be a sentiment. It could be many, many things, but it's just beautiful to have that. The next thing that I need to do is ensure that if I put more florals down, they're not actually going to be hidden by my sentiment here. So I'm going to put that down first, and then I'll work around it. Because I've got foam tape in the middle, I do have some space just below and just above my foam tape. So there is room to hide my workings, and that's going to be important for me. I don't want the edges to just sit there. If the florals are too big, I have got all of the ability to snip into them should I choose to as well. I don't think I'll need to in this circumstance, but it is an option for me. So I'm going to take my florals here. Now all I'm going to do, I'm not going to weight them out too much, but I will add a little bit of visual weight just with a quick shaping. So just going through using my small ball tool here, just to give it a little bit of added shape. Same again on the other one. It just adds a little bit of a visual peak. Now what I'm going to do is use my pin flare. Under normal circumstances I would say to you that you need tiny amounts of glue. On this I'm actually going to make sure I've got adhesion on all 5 of the flowers, and that's because when they dry I want them to dry raised from the page. So I'm using small amounts with the syringe, but I can guide it and I can ensure that it's where I need it to. This is an adhesion called Pin Flare, for those of you that don't know, and you can get it from the Carnation website. It's a gel glue which dries solid, and Carnation have it in stock as far as I'm aware. And then I'm just going to place that down. And I get a hint of those gorgeous snowdrops behind, and we can see how we're filling it, and we're playing with the colours of the purple and the green. I've got the green in the foliage so it matches the green obviously of my mats and layers. A little bit more on this one just to fill it. And I'm not worried about the adhesion here. The pin flare will hold it nicely, but it'll also give me an opportunity to just place it under. Remember I was saying I had my foam tape, but a gap just under each one. Look how beautiful they work up. They're so pretty. Now this one I'm not going to give any shape to at all. I want it for the colour. And obviously purple and yellow are very, very good friends on the colour wheel. So they're going to play together very prettily. So I'm just going to use these as a little tuck-in. All I'm doing is just folding it as such round. So not folding it, but bending it. That's all I need to do. But I need to use wet adhesion here. So I'm going in with my Carnation Everyday Glue, Very, very low water content, so it dries very, very quickly. Pop that in for that flourish. And that's just going to piece round with those purples. So super, super pretty. And we're just going to do the same with this one. Just rocking it back and forth there. Work glue in. And just place. And for the first card, we're going to leave it very simple, very pretty, and very easy to make. Beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous collection. This is Bright and Clear from Carnation Crafts. It's today's Crafters Select. So it does have a reduced price for you for the next 24 hours. We're now halfway through that, so at midnight tonight it will revert to its original price. So at the moment it's $34.99. Midnight tonight it will be $39.99. You can use the code 240323 on the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Should you wish to, you could also type in the words Bright and Clear and that'll bring up the whole piece for you, or you can use the QR code at the bottom of the screen. But as we've said, the best way to do it today, Deal of the Day button on the Carnation Crafts website. It's straight there, right in front of you. Bright red button, and that's going to take you straight to the deal so you can get everything that you need in one place. Grab your vignettes, grab your artwork, grab everything that you need to make your cards, get your vignettes printed out today, and that means tomorrow when this arrives in your hand, and it likely will be tomorrow, not guaranteed, but likely will be tomorrow, it means you can start playing straight away, and that's always a benefit to us as crafters, because I don't think, to be fair, we're the most patient group in the world. I think there's definitely a sense in us where we'd like things to happen very, very quickly. So working on that last demo that I did, this is Janine's sample where it's very, very sort of similar in essence with the 3 layers, but Janine has then added lots of butterflies for us, lots of visual detail with the bees and also with the gorgeous little damselfly sitting on that sentiment. So different ways of using it. The layering technique, however, in this collection is simple and incredibly pleasing visually. So we layered here, and then we layered again here. That little bit of dimension works perfectly, doesn't it? Remember, you could cut off, I'm going to say it's lavender because I'm pretty sure it's French lavender, but I could be wrong. You could cut off, so say like you printed out the lavender 4 times and you're going to use 2 of the lavender pieces. When you cut the second one out, snip the heads off one set of lavender and use them as decoupage, because again that gives you a different viewpoint, a different way of using it, because everything with Carnation has a snippable value to it, meaning that we have pit marks that allow us to cut straight through, and you'll see that as we go through in demos. Look at his little face. I always think he looks like he's just had his hair brushed. He's very handsome. Beautiful florals. I love, love, love these floral heads. Now you will see as we go through demo, the great thing about these floral heads, there's my finger there, we get them in different sizes. So where I've got the daffodils sitting there, I can choose if I wanted to use the larger floral heads and actually cover up these. So I choose whether they are in as such bud or whether they are fully blooming out. Which way are they facing? Are they facing profile or are they facing forward? So you get to change it. It's incredibly versatile that way as well, because we have the elements to do it, because some of the floral heads are bigger than the original piece, so you get to play. Are you going to use them as an aperture? You can see now, can't you, where I said to you, you just remove the pit marks on this white one, and then we're going to use the smaller dies to create apertures, so we can create layered apertures, so we get this really gorgeous chunky feel to the card. And it's pretty, it's elegant, it's very, very summer, isn't it? And that's what we're looking at. Bring in some of your absolutely gorgeous extra elements. Bring in some of your nested dies. So we're using the basic sort of nested diamond there, and it's beautiful. The layering up again, how are you layering up? Are you bringing in taller foliage pieces behind those snowdrops? Do you see what I mean? This has got much higher foliage here because we're playing with height and distance. So it's about how you want to sort of build it. And then finally, that 8x8, we are governed sometimes in the UK, or heavily biased towards 8x8s in the UK. And it's so easy to do. Incredible 8x8 cards with Carnation. That's a really beautiful piece. And it's easy. It's really easy. Cooling down those tones with that teardrop and sweep on the inside. So you're just cooling it a little bit, ready for your sentiment to be this standout showpiece on that card. That's how it works. We just play with the visuals, and it's easy to do with Carnation because nothing clashes and you can't make a bad card. 240323, the Bright and Clear die set, normal price $39.99. We've got a show price for you today, $34.99, $2.95 UK P&P because it is under the £50 threshold. You've got a QR code at the bottom that'll take you straight to it. The price is going to go up at midnight, and might I add, it is flying out of the door, so you're going to have to be quick because I can't hold them for you. Right, let's have a look at another card. Let me get me bits and me bats together. So we're going to have a look at those daffs and just see how they are, and then we're going to go on for the final demo for this show and look at using the elements with some of your other card shapes as well. And then in the next show we're going to look at apertures, so you'll get a good run through of all of the variants. Nice to know that on this one I did remember to score it and put my red liner tape on, so I obviously had a moment. So same principle, and just put that in. I'm so in love with that piece. It's very clean, isn't it? Really beautiful. It looks like fresh linen. There's something about it. It's just very, very beautiful. Now I'm working white on white predominantly on this card because the colour, the very, very beautiful colour of those daffs, I want it to pop. One of my favourite two colour tones together are orange and white, and because we've got a hint of orange in the daffs and we've got that gorgeous yellow tone as well, it really pops when you put it against a white background. So I just wanted to show you that. Let's place these down, bringing in those layers. Now again, for those of you who have never joined us here at Carnation, A, welcome and thank you for joining us. B, when I'm working with white and white, for any of you who might not know it, I always use a foam pad that's got a little bit of depth to it, just because otherwise white will eat itself. You won't know particularly that you've got those white layers. You kind of need to give it some difference. So I always build when I'm working white on white, but I do think white on white is spectacular. Now I'm going to bring it in a final piece here of those gorgeous perfect papers, and I'm using one of those cream tones. So that's going to be my center stage platform for this. So I've got all of that gorgeous white framing on the outside that looks like stonework, and then I bring in a color just to warm it slightly through. So we're never sort of, you know, stuck with any one thing. Right, let's work with some, look at these, aren't they beautiful? So I've got this gorgeous piece. Now it depends how I want to build the card, and it depends which direction I'm going to go in with it. I'd like this to be a little bit higher than it is, to be fair. I'm going to take it to that little sort of corner here, that corner nodule, but I want the stem to sit higher. I don't necessarily want it to be central either. I kind of want it to flow. So I'm going to pin this just at the bottom. Just there. So I've got it in place, but I haven't pinned the whole thing down because I want to tuck behind. Now I've got this extra piece here, and I can tuck and hide where I want it to be and allow my flow line to go across the card. So I can work it out to sort of there. I can bring it further down, and I can fill it so it's a little bit more full here. It's entirely up to you which way you want to play. But the stem is going to be a problem. Now I'm going to mix and merge those so that they go across. I need to get rid of my working there. The stem is too big. Now, if you look at Carnation stems, and sometimes this will be important, where you've got, I don't know if I can show you it here enough, where you've got your little cut line detail, can you see it? Can you see how I'm bending that? Let me see if I can show it to you this way. and you'll see that where I've got my cut lines going through it, and you can see the gaps between it where the light's coming through, there's 4 lines going down the stem, and it allows me to pinch that stem to create a round, which is super, super useful. But what it also means is I can separate out those stem lines by cutting them. I don't need to cut the whole thing if I don't want to. Where do you want me to be,
Can you put
Taz?
your hand behind it, because it's getting confused with your top, I'm afraid, so it won't focus.
Is that better?
There we
Okay.
go.
So there's the cut line detail. You can just see the white stripe in the middle where I have divided it, okay? And that's because I'm pinching. Sorry, Taz, that's just going to make it worse for you. So I've got that. Now, if I wanted to, where I only need a little bit cut in, I can cut it down the middle and then cut just a tiny amount off it because everything's snippable. As it happens, I'm actually going to cut this just shorter. So apologies to Taz for making her do extra work, but I do think it's important. Now, because I'm going to cut a chunk of that off, what I am going to do is show, not tell. So if I take this and I use my pit mark, that's all I need to do, and I've cut a large piece there. I know that it's this bit that's interfering, okay, with what I want as my aesthetic. So if I wanted to keep some of that stem and not the other visually, I can now use it in a different way because I've now got that division. I haven't got this bit poking out of the side. So we can crop very, very precisely with Carnation. That snippability, that croppability that we get with the dies is very important for our final aesthetic. So use it wherever you can. It'll be very, very useful to you as a resource as you're going forward. Now I'm going to overlap those 2 dafts that are just sitting at the side. That's going to create some bulk, but it's also going to create an auto decoupage layer for me, which I love. Thank you very much for that. So I'm going to place that down first of all. Make sure that they're overlapping plentifully. Push. And then all I'm going to do here is raise 1 daffodil, come in with my pin flare, build and drop. And I've got an auto decoupage. Okay, so it just works very, very smoothly, and I love, love, love it for that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'm just going to place a little bit more wet glue there, make sure I've got that fully pinned, so I don't want that moving. So we're starting to gain a little bit of dimension, a little bit of movement there, which I really love. However, I don't like kind of the result of what I've done here. It's not pleasing me. There's a lot of bulk in it, so I'm going to cover it. And the joy is I've got my beautiful decoupage. Isn't that gorgeous? That beautiful decoupage element. On this, there is a cut line going around every petal. That inside piece is almost separate, and if I wanted, I could tear those petals off it. I'm not going to do anything quite so frightening, but I could tear all of those petals off it and just use that insert. What I'm actually going to do is hold that and just start gripping these in. And working with opposing petals allows me to just build that gorgeous, gorgeous piece here. I'm going to take my pin flare, my silicone gel glue, and I'm building a lot. So I put a great big chunk, a daub if you like, of pin flare on there, and that is so I can build height and dimension, and I can cover up my working. So that's now facing forward. It's that gorgeous, gorgeous piece. 50% gone, dudes, 50%. We're not even through the first show. It's not gonna last. It's going away fast. So I'm now shaping out the mini in my paw, and I'm just going to decoupage that up into the center of this. So I'm going to place that, push it in. Beautiful, right? Gorgeous florals, that beautiful 3D element that we see coming through. Now from there I've got a little sentiment. I'm going to place it at the bottom, and I can choose where to have it, but I really like the placement of it where these 2 pieces start to curve down. I just think it's super pretty at the bottom there, in order to fulfill a little bit more room and sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Fullness. I'm just going to place these snowdrops over the front, and it'll just, because I'm putting this over the top, it'll subdue that quite a lot, and you've just got the element of fullness. You can put it behind. That's an alternative way of doing it as well, but I quite like it exactly as it is. So I'm going to place through. I'm not shaping them. This is not my focal piece. My focal piece is that 3D element that's sitting forward. I'm just going to place it just about there. Cover up the workings of the daff below, because this has got a grass line on it, so it gives us that grounding. take my sentiment, place it over. So you've got that clean, smooth, bright white, which brings us back to almost that stone-like frame behind it. Now we're going to finish off with some fuzzy wuzzy, well actually not fuzzy wuzzy, but some busy creatures. So I've got my beautiful dragonfly here. He's got a very thin body, and it can be tempting to just glue his whole wings down because the body is so thin, but you can manage with the applicators to just put enough wet glue on and then just poke with your pokey tool to get that adhesion working straight away for you, and he's held fast. That means I can have his wings beautifully open on that card, and that'll just reflect the decoupage we've already used. The butterfly, same thing, bring his wings forward. You can go on to a little bit further and just shape them out with your pokey. So you get that beautiful inversion that then comes forward. And this one I'm going to use some silicone gel glue, just a little bit in the middle of his body. I'm just going to flutter him. That beautiful purple with the yellow. Remember, very good friends on the colour wheel. And just place him in, and little shove with my pokey. Summer in a card base. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Really beautiful. However, if you were to take the Father Christmas from Ready for Christmas and place him in the centre of that, or one of the reindeers, that card has nothing to do with summer. It's the florals that make it summer. The card base is versatile as always. Those florals are stunning and can be used with pretty much any card that you're making. Don't feel like your collections need to stay in collection with Carnation. That's not how it works. They are completely versatile for you. This is the Bright and Clear die set, 240323. $34.99 on the Carnation Crafts website, $2.95 UK P&P. Please do feel free to use that QR code at the bottom of the page there. That'll take you straight to it, or go to the deal of the day if you're watching today, which is 27th? What date is it today? Is it the 29th today?
It's going to be May in 2 days.
Yeah. The 29th of April. If you're watching today, you can go live to the deal of the day button, and that will take you straight to the bargain that is this collection, $34.99 until midnight tonight. However, if you're watching tomorrow and you happen to go to the deal of the day button, there will be something else on there for you to get your little hands on, which will have a reduced cost for you. The deal of the day button is the place to be. Check it every day. Yes, Taz.
Speaking of it being the 29th of April, we have 2 birthdays.
How exciting! Happy birthday to you.
So we need to say happy birthday to Kate Jude and Carol Burrell.
Hello, beautifuls. Happy birthday to you. That's very exciting. That's very. Are you doing anything nice for your birthday? We like birthdays. Actually, I don't really celebrate my birthday. Taz does. Taz loves birthdays.
I celebrate your birthday for you.
Taz celebrates my birthday for me. I don't know why I don't really. It's just never been a thing. So I think we've got one time for one more demo for you. Now I'm going to transfer and use an alternate card base here, just because I think this whole selection is so versatile. So using the florals on their own. And what I want to do really is encapsulate the fact that every single die you buy from Carnation will work with other dies. It's really important. Now the card base that you get for this, that DL shape, is absolutely exquisite. But what if you want to use it with one of your other card bases? Well, don't be put off. Absolutely play and do all of the things that you need. I'm going to use this stepper guard from the Wild Garden collection, which I love. I've always had a bit of a penchant for this particular card base, mainly because by the time you've finished working it up, it's so ridiculously pretty. Now it has these folds on it which just come down, and you've got 2 options here. You can keep the folds on the other side and glue them together, and that will give you your full base, or we can get rid of some of the bulk here and we can cut these extra ones off and just clip it to the top. And that's what I'm going to do in this circumstance. Yes, Taz?
Great minds think alike, because, and I didn't obviously know that you were going to do this demo, someone else, I think it was Jacqueline, commented saying that this collection would work wonderful with that stepper card.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love that. Right, I'm just trimming. Take time to just make sure you trim all this correctly. I'm not going to sport with your intelligence and do that too much today. You know exactly what you're doing, but just make sure you take the time. It does help. Right, and the easiest way to do this that I've found is to turn it so that the glued elements are facing my body. That means that I can control where I'm placing it as I'm going through the process. So I'm just going to raise this. I'm using a very thin, narrow red liner tape here. That's just going to allow me to use small amounts. It's incredibly strong, so I don't need to worry about it holding. I know it will hold. Then I'm going to place this bottom to bottom. The first thing I'm going to do is fold my arms down. That's going to stop them getting into bother by accident. I'm just going to line that perfectly together at the bottom or the top, whichever way you look at it. And pin. So I'm pinning the midsection. Remember, I lifted those arms to prevent them accidentally falling where they weren't welcome at that time. Now that I've done that, I am completely and truly encased. It's exactly as I want it to be. I've got the stepper element here, so I'm just going to put this one back and this one will come automatically forward. Same at the other side. And that's going to give me my beautiful stepper shape, my beautiful alignment there. Easy, easy done. You'll find the Wild Garden collection on the Carnation Crafts website, and I'm hoping that they will have the stepper shape there in case anybody is interested. Really beautiful piece. Look at that. Come on, that's just pretty, pretty, pretty. I love it. Right, now that I've stopped getting quite so effusive, I'm using some perfect papers here, and I'm going to start to build in a colour tone. Now they're obviously the wrong way around, so I'm going to bring this in, and this starts to then look like porcelain, doesn't it? It's got that gorgeous china element. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure that my top layer is placed down and the right way around, as you see there. Once I know that that's in place, everything else will fit around it. So just taking these off, I'm using a 1mm foam tape here. It's a heavy card as it is. I don't want to add too much weight to it. So 1mm is a good thickness for me to work with. I'm just going to place that just about there. Push, pull. And now I've got my side elements that I can piece in. So you see why I placed the middle first? It's so that I can make sure I can create the perfect round on that side. Finger lift tape on this one. I don't want it to stand any further proud than the one next to it. Let me just see if I can grab that with my pokey rather than trying it with my nails. There we go. Place that on. And just place in. Right, let's work this through. I'll be as quick as I can and we'll get these little layers on. So I'm not holding you up too long. And just place through. So beautiful. I love these two blues together, don't they? Just look so pretty. Summer days. I love summer colours. I love summer. It's my favourite season. And I love that we're getting there. Beautiful day today. Very crisp. Blue sky outside. Lots of little creatures running around, although it's quite cold. But you can sense it. I think summer's definitely got its own pulse.
You wouldn't have thought it yesterday.
It was very rainy, yes. Yeah, but it's April showers, and we need those so that the grass is the colour it is, and it's all very pretty. And I quite like April showers too, I have to say. You can smell the growth in the air, Miss Taz. You can smell it. It's just fresh and beautiful. And pin. Right, so that's my card base all sorted. Now, one of the things we were talking about previously is the colour wheel. And when you think of blue and yellow together, they really do make happy pairings. And so that's what we're going to focus on. We are coming in again with those daffodils. I will be bringing some of the purple in too. I'm going to work with the whole essence of it. But I've got these two little pieces that come from this original card stepper, and they're just very pretty. And because we're working with florals, we're also then working in with this as that kind of lattice for them to go. So I'm sort of creating little, what's the word I'm looking for? Trellis. a visual trellis. Just placing on. Stunning, isn't it, this card shape? So easy to make as well. Let's just come in here. A little bit in the middle, just to secure it. You don't need much glue. Okay, doke. So we've got that there. Now I've got the band. You can see on this one I've cut it down, and on this one I haven't, and I'm going to snip a little bit more off. But one of the things that I want to do here is just to create a kind of border going through. So one I have snipped. Now I've got an option here of overlapping those two and bringing this through, or alternatively I can tuck my green band underneath and I can cut it around about there, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to use the edge of my flower. We talk about snippability, croppability is super, super important. So in order to be able to do this without actually damaging my flower, I've got points. One there. You can hear them click. Just one here. Now it's already there, but I'm just going to rotate my scissors around that petal. You hear the click? Round, rotate, clipped. Okay, so I have that tiny little piece of greenery. Don't throw away your as such wastage, because we're going to come in and use those again eventually. You don't need to waste anything with carnation. Put them in a little box and grab them as little tuck-ins whenever you need them, and place that one down first. There you go. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this one in. Now I'll put adhesive here because it'll work for both. It'll pin both down together, so I'm not doubling up on adhesion. If you double up on adhesion, you do stand the chance of having it seen, and we're trying to avoid that where possible, just to keep your cards clean. But we're going to pull that through, seat it, commit it, done. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got these gorgeous elements already working for us. Now, like I say, we are going to work with those florals, and I'm going to build, on an angle. So I'm not going straight in for symmetry here. We are going to build on an angle. I've got the grass line going through from the foliage, but I want the foliage to add as much height as possible. That's what I'm going to go for with this. So as much as I've got the grass line, the first one will go in, and that's going to seat. That's going to give me my first element of grounding. I'm aiming for this to be headed towards that corner point, so I'm just going to work it that way, just a little bit there, just to pin it, not much. Just pin it so my diagonal is about right. That's tucked, so it's secure. I'm okay with that because I'm going to put other stuff on top of it. So later, as I get down the line, it will give me another element. Now I've got this piece. I'm going to tuck it just through and work it to my height point. It's a little bit too thick for me at the bottom. Now I don't want to lose the height. So again, I'm going to come in with my snips. I'm going to thin this out. So I'm going to follow that line through. Hear those little pip marks as I'm going, and I'm going to take the depth out of here, the width, because I don't want that much bulk in the card. So now I've got it thinner and I've controlled it to where I want it to be. I can lay this in just behind these elements, work out where I want my top corner piece to be, around about there. I've lost some of that bulk in the middle. I'm obviously not going to visually leave it like that, but I have lost some of that bulk. What I don't want to do is pin all of that down, so I'm just going to use my outside petals or sheaths. I don't know what you'd call those. The things that do the things. And now I'm going to bring in some of my snowdrops, and they're going to sit on top and a little bit lower. Okay, so that's just going to give me a bit of a bloom at the bottom, not too much, but a little bit of span. So just bringing it in and using the grass now, that's going to be part of a grounding device for me. I'm still going to build, but it is going to be that grounding device. Then I'm going to come in with these beautiful daffs. We used them in the previous example, but man, are they pretty. Now, as I'm layering, you can see I'm hiding my workings in that center point. Can you see? So I don't have that bulk, that kind of visual stopping point that I previously had. And it's all to do with Carnation's wonderful attention to detail that allows me to manipulate. There we go, in delightful ways. So I'm going to place that down. I've got a lot of bulk going on here and I don't like it. I'm not going to stick with it, but I can work around it for now. Placing that through, I'm just going to stem that. So if I place that much higher, so I've got that visual behind and we're working with height. That'll do me nicely. We're going to hide the workings. Never ever be afraid of just hiding where you've overlapped. It's part of the joy of card making. It's the smoke and mirrors of what we do. So I've created that beautiful line. Now, I want to hide some of the workings, absolutely, but I also want to just add a little bit of bulk around here. The reason being is that eye line between those 2 points is very, very narrow. This is much wider, so it's offset at the minute. It's out of balance, and I don't want that balance to be ruined. So I'm just going to set the next set of snowdrops so that I've got a similar distance between that drop and this. I don't want it to be too off kilter, but that's about perfect for me. Just follow your eye lines, your distances, and it'll just help. Now obviously I've got a lot of daffodil at that side. It's very, very yellow, isn't it? So I want to hide some of the workings up here, and I'm going to make sure I hide it more off to this side than off to that side. That'll add some of that yellow kind of bulk that I'm after. Pinning those in, pin flare on, and then work this side just to add some visual weight at this side now. So we're balancing, we're starting to bring that balance through. Coming through with my beautiful, beautiful lavender here. Little bit of pin flare, get it on those lavender heads. And place that corner element down, slightly off kilter to the main diagonal. So it's, again, that weight is adding in. And then finally with those yellows. So again, we're layering, we're constantly layering. And I've got 2 of these and I can use them when you place them together. If you overlap, can you see how you create a semicircle with them rather than just the one corner? So when you're using them, remember you've got lots of alternate uses for them as well. They're so pretty. That's going to sit and cover there. I don't want to add too much bulk, but a little bit. I do want to just hide some of the workings. So I'm just going to pin. I don't know if I want 1 or 2. I think just 1 is fine. Now I need to cool these tones off. There's a lot going on visually and I just need to cool them. So if I place that over there, so I've created that line. I need to visually cool it. And the way that I'm going to do that is to piece in white. And I'm going to use the butterflies for this. So just cool it down. Add in a visual hint of white. And it'll just cool those yellows. And then from there, very simply, butterfly on either stepper. Just to place it in. Just a tiny little hint of yellow at this side. Just with a little floral, peeps through. I don't want too much. Remember, I've got a lot of yellow working in that middle. I don't want too much. And then, here they come. Fuzzy Wumbles, my favourites. I love, love, love bees so much. Place them in. Little visual cue, just to give it that buzz of summer. And place on. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that stepper card so much. It's so blooming pretty. Easy, easy cards, aren't they? It's not difficult with Carnation to produce very, very lovely finished aspects. And you can build in the clean and simple ways. You can build with more bulk. It depends what your style is. The great thing about Carnation is it doesn't matter if your style is minimalist or whether it is much more towards the showstopper markings of a card. Carnation will cover you either way. You can find the beautiful bright and clear die set on the Carnation Crafts website under the number 240323, or go direct to that deal of the day button on the Carnation Craft website, and that will give you all the information you need. You have got a discount today, down from $39.99 to $34.99, a full 13% discount. However, that will only take you through to midnight tonight. 55% of the collection has already sold. It ain't gonna last the 24 hours it was meant to, so you're gonna have to shop ahead, and you're gonna have to get ahead of me. That being said, you've got an hour now to check out your baskets while Taz and I go for a drink. We'll be back with you at 12 o'clock. Yes, Taz?
Can I just say sorry we couldn't get to everybody's comments. It's been a bit of a busy show, but thank you for everyone who commented.
Yes,
so many people are saying that they've ordered it, and we love to see it. And a couple of people have ordered it after your demonstrations. You've convinced them.
I convinced you. That's very lovely. It's, can I just say as well, it's a non-regret moment, because you will be creating stunning pieces from this, and it will go with so many other things. The main thing about crafting, a lot of us work on whims, as in, oh, I want it, I want it, I want it. When we've got something that's the quality that is Carnation, and also that has the longevity that Carnation has, it's never a regrettable moment. It's always about just filling our arsenal with all the things that make us stand out as card makers. 240323. Get your baskets checked out. We'll be back with you in an hour. We're going to look at apertures and various other ways of using this really beautiful Crafter Select. We'll see you in an hour. Take care.